Welcome back, dear viewers, as we delve into the world of the International Book Fair in Cairo. We are most delighted to talk about the technology and the role of technology and AI in this book fair, and the integration of technology as well and artificial intelligence is actually transforming the way we consume, create and interact with literature. And today we have with us Dr. Yasmin Youssef, an expert in education technology, interactive learning solutions, and an accredited internal assessor for the European Foundation for Quality Management. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
We're very happy to have you with us. It's an honor. And talking about technology and the role of AI actually in publishing books is very important. It's very crucial actually because, you know, nowadays the technology is evolving very fast, and the youth are actually engaging with technology very quickly. So can you walk us through how the AI or the role of AI actually took place in this book fair?
Well, as you see, the huge production that you can see that is allowed by generative AI and maybe traditional authors and self-publishing authors that you can see. It's getting more rapid. There's a rapid acceleration of AI or generative AI that creates content for literature, for poems, and we are really in an era where AI is dominating the publishing. Publishing industry. I mean, you see how many publishers have their own platforms where where you can create your own ebook, where you can publish your ebook, where you can create AI talking books and chatbots, author chatbots.
Yes, we have a lot of different mediums right now with the evolution of technology actually in hand. And as you said, authors can actually publish their own ebooks right now without even going to a production house or something. So how does this actually help or hinder? What are the advantages and disadvantages of this things that we're talking about right now?
Well, these AI tools, they generate content, but they are more analytical in AI-driven data. And allows you to discover trends more instead of SEOs, that because marketing is a big part.
Of course.
Creating content is something, and marketing is something else. And by having the tools to market your books and discover bestsellers and understand the publishers have platforms where you can watch or discover bestsellers, and then see the strength, analyze the strength and the weaknesses of these books, the competitive edge of a book, and then you can create your content according to this competitive edge. So and
that's very interesting.
And these are tools, and you have a chatbot that supports you in editing your book, in proofreading your book, in translating it to other cultures or languages, where you can have global audience. And
that's very interesting.
And this is really a huge development in the publishing industry that allows for innovative and creative content that is adapted to the new generation, and you can still, of course, market it, personalize it according to what is the trend in this era.
What are the drawbacks from this step actually?
Well, AI tools, of course, there are ethical considerations, and there are biases, cultural biases, and you need to have critical thinking. Of course, they don't understand dialect in different culture. There might be discrimination, there might be other things that need human decision making.
And actually, how do you ensure that the writings are authentic with the use of AI tools? How do you ensure authenticity?
There is a way by there's human-machine interaction, and the human co-creation with those tools. I mean, we co-create, we take them as partners, but still we take accountability, we take responsibility for the created content. I mean, it's our job to work with these tools, because these tools allow us to analyze the data in a very quick way. We can't do that in our minds right now with the huge data online and that is currently there. But it also needs the human decision-making, judgment. Humans are more authentic. They have real-life experience. They have empathy. So it's about co-creation. We need to collaborate with these tools in order to adapt to them.
And not allow them to take over our jobs, actually. We need to use them, but not...
Yeah, I know there's a fear about losing your job.
Taking over,
but that's not right.
No, but I mean, a lot of people actually are using the AI tools right now to make their jobs easier.
Yes,
that's okay.
It saves time, it saves cost.
Yes, of course. But taking AI tools as a way of taking ideas and actually working without thinking about what you're writing or something, this is something else. So this is what I'm talking about right now, is ensuring that you're taking hand in what you're writing. You're just using easier tools to ease the process. That's it.
You take it as a start, not an end. You take it as generating ideas, and you still have to choose which idea, which content can be taken into into your chapters, or into which character can I use. You brainstorm with these tools, and you choose the idea at the end. So what I'm a trainer, a certified trainer for AI in universities, and what I tell, because they have the same fears, doctors and
inform us about
and
the
TAs have the same fear to be replaced by AI, because
not replaced. I mean, they have to be authentic. They have to use the tools without letting it take over.
It's the over-reliance, of course. That's the fear. But I always tell him, it's not the human that will be a human without AI will be replaced by human with AI.
With AI,
so we need to adapt. We need to experiment with these tools. We need to understand them, co-create with them, take them as partners, collaborate with them, with taking in consideration the ethical part and the culture part, because you see cultures like China, for example, they talk about wisdom, not ethics, because ethics is for them more a Western ethics, like more logical, while we have a more spiritual, emotional part that is not considered in these ethical considerations. So wisdom is a good word to understand. It needs critical thinking, even in education. I mean, by the author, by the author is more, the human author is more authentic, of course, and it's nice in fiction, but in non-fiction, about real authors and humans have real life experiences, and therefore and empathy and things like that. So it's hard for AI to take over right now. I don't know what is coming next.
The next step is not
how conscious they will be, how empathetic they will be. But I hope when biocomputers come along, they are sometimes better than, maybe will be better than the current AI.
Actually, AI generated content like novels and poems is becoming very popular and known, and it's increasingly becoming popular. So what opportunities and challenges does this actually present for traditional authors and also publishers?
Well, poems, they have a poetic cultural background. I mean,
Yes.
it's not easy for AI to understand the cultural background, the aesthetic meaning of these words.
So you don't have this sense.
No, not yet. Who knows? I
Not
mean,
yet,
by
yes,
learning,
exactly.
they can improve,
They
of
might,
course.
yes.
But again, it needs improvement from human beings. The output needs to be reviewed, needs to be edited, and adapted to the culture. And therefore, we need humans that understand that these outcomes cannot be put like they are. They need to be reviewed, and there's always the challenge that it can harm the environment, because some social societies are more collective than individualistic. They are more in collectivism, a collectivism society. Others are more individualistic societies. So we know that these tools are created in Silicon Valley with a Western mind. 92% of these tools are in English language, created the data trained on English language. So we need to...
But they could easily be translated into any other language.
Yes, it gets you global audience, but at the same time, it doesn't understand. It views the perspective of the Western world.
Yes,
it has the perspective of the Western world from us. So we need to train them.
Until now.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully.
So, okay, actually, what's your role in this book fair? How do you encourage actually youth who come to visit this book fair to start actually taking over books and buying books, actual books, and reading from actual books instead of going to e-books and audiobooks as well? How do you make this a crucial step for them?
You can do it by, you mean for me, or?
Your role in this book fair.
I came to watch and to buy books, but sometimes they are cheaper online, by the way. So
Yes.
having the platform, having them as e-books, having applications makes it more, it's nice to see the books, touch them, the traditional books, but it's also easier and comfortable to buy them online. Have a glimpse about about the content of the book online, reading reviews from others, watching videos about the book and about bestsellers, and then maybe prepare myself before coming to the book fair to watch it. And there are different forums that you can attend to understand what is new in this kind of production and what opportunities are there for you.
How actually do you think these forums that are being held in the book fair can actually work with using or utilizing AI technology in publishing and making the youth understand more about AI technology and the use of technology actually in publishing and books?
By providing interactive workshops. I mean, providing interactive workshops and streaming them online to have a bigger audience of that generation, to understand the trends and the way of thinking of this new generation, and understand their preferences, what they like, what they would read more about, and discuss it and bring them to these forums to do their own presentations about their generation, to let us understand why and where.
How they think.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do you think with your actually experience in teaching and dealing with youth, actually not only teachers and but also students, how do you see the role of AI has actually affected them?
Well, it affected them, affected them
Everyone,
in
of
every
course.
single thing they do. Research, academia, it affected them even in the way they make, they teach in lesson planning, in brainstorming, in interactive activities they do, in preparing exercises, in taking the feedback of their students and grading them. It has a big role in education, and I'm currently just creating the awareness of how to work with them in an ethical way and to integrate them in their lessons. It's not only creating their own lesson plan, but how they work with them, with their students, to innovate and allow them for creativity, to bring them to think critically about what the output and present them. Maybe give more grades to performance than written work, because writing is now an easy word. Plagiarism is a word that needs a new definition right now.
Yes, I completely agree
so
with you.
how we see how we, the rules in any educational institution, the laws, the appropriate way to prevent the harm of these tools, data privacy and other things. I mean, I'm currently managing my NGO. I'm the executive director of an NGO that manages two vocational education schools in biotechnology.
Okay.
And you know, AI and biotech is the future.
Yes,
and therefore we train the teachers on how to use AI with our students, and we train the students how to use AI in an ethical way.
How did you actually prepare these calibers to be able to deal with technology and the evolution of the improving technology techniques?
Well, it's just you start with them. They know, students know how to work with them, but it's the way how they use it in education. I mean, they know how to generate content. They don't have a fear like teachers. Teachers are more fearful of these tools, but once they know the benefits and they know how to use it with their students, it's another way. They feel they have everything with them, and they use it in different ways, and we really benefited in our schools from that kind of training for our teachers.
Yes, actually, many argue that AI and the digital tools are actually reshaping the way young people are engaging with literature. So how can events like the book fair leverage this to promote reading among youth?
Well, now creating audiobooks and creating, because reading is not popular anymore for that generation, and podcasts are more interesting right now. So now you can generate podcasts from books. I mean,
you encourage the idea of
it's not.
podcasts.
You don't have to have a studio and talk, but just
it's actually much easier right now.
Just creating podcasts and making them little chunks, 5 minutes, because you know this generation is not interested in long
it's about
videos.
flipping over the social media
and streaming reels, promotions, some interesting parts about the books.
And that's why came the evolution of reels.
Yes, finding the right channel. It's sometimes Instagram, it's sometimes TikTok, it's sometimes just understand what is currently the channel, where you can reach them.
Using right now. Yes, Dr. Yasmin Youssef, thank you so much for delving us into this fruitful conversation about technology and AI. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's my
Dear
pleasure.
viewers, the short break and we'll be right back.